Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies for any sound issues you may have had in the previous game, but it looks like we are all back up and running, so everything is golden. Just had a quick chat with TSM. I was hoping to go on Team Liquid because I wanted to ask them about that play, but it seems that 17 has them on lockdown in the arena somewhere. I couldn't see them anywhere, so I guess they're fixing whatever issue is in that previous game. But TSM, talking about obviously the hot drop at the start, effectively between them and the Knights. And
I had a few choice words.
well, TSM basically just said, I don't know really what they were thinking. We gave them a car, we had a car. It was just simply a case of wanting a carriage. So next thing we do, 3 of them dropped on our heads.
Yeah, I won't say which player it was, but all I heard was, WTF were the Knights doing? So I think they was as confused as what we were, to be fair. And it's probably just one of those moments where the playing path's a little bit weird and wonderful, and everyone just trying. Sometimes if you commit to something, you just have to see it through, right?
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean,
either way, I mean, both teams survived it out. It caused them a few issues and slowed them down.
Yeah.
It definitely caused them issues long game, but still, hey, it's just one of those things, right?
Well, it is Erangel. Everything has happened on this map at some point or another, but we are back to normal. Everything is good. Gonna go back live for game number 50. 50 games, my word. It's been a long time, Rich. You've been here for all of them so far, mate.
4 weeks, but that's my final week though.
This is your final.
This is me done.
You've done a 50 game slog. Here and
yeah.
on the desk as well. But it is a decent playing path for most involved. There is going to be possible shenanigans between TSM and G2 because there is going to be after long drop for TSM. They're going to be have to try and find vehicles. I think we're going to see FaZe on Sosnovka Island here rather than Prim. I think we're going to see them going back to Sosnovka because Milta Power is not available.
Be a difficult one, but we've seen some changes up before, so all been well. It fixes itself, and everyone's able to go to their normal place without kind of.
TSM going to go Prim.
I'm looking now, and honestly, I think they might just rotate off the back of.
TSM are going Sosnovka.
So they've done this before, where they'll get the vehicles and they'll rotate around to Novo. Take the vehicles from the backside and then rotate.
Look at mxey. He's the last out of the plane. It's like, somebody else is in this plane. I will wait until you get out and I will see and follow you.
Keep a track of them and where they go. But to be fair, we've seen it a few times where all 3 of these teams have been on this one.
They're a bit surprised by Raise Your Edge. Yasnai was totally possible. This is probably not what they were expecting.
Who knows? Someone's actually shooting already with an ump in the distance.
Wondering who was taking shots, but it is going to be mxey just tracking. You can see running parallel with TSM. Oh dear.
Not quite. Not quite. A little bit more to the western side. A few teams who actually not necessarily out of play SM47 more on the Prim side. This will kind of pay off for them. With 3 teams been on Miller, you have to raise the question: is anyone going to finally do a bridge camp? Probably not.
I want to do some tracking based on you did it through a lot of phase 1. And a portion of phase 2. Obviously, we had a ton of Eastern circles, right? When ENCE were obviously successful. We have seen a lot of Western circles this time around. And I want to see, obviously, we've got the heat maps, etc. I want to see just how many have been over this way, because this feels like it's either here or Sosnovka at the moment. It was great to see the Zaki, but this is almost a tried and tested circle, this one.
I'll push that over to you.
Look at that.
I'm actually going to say these are diagrams. I will say this diagram on Twitter is very, very good. They're the phase.
And actually, you can see, like, there you go.
That's phase 2.
So this is what I'm talking about. The amount of dots I can see over this side. So that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It looks kind of,
I mean, to be fair, that looks kind of even.
It does look pretty even, actually, to be fair.
I'll give it that. That's quite even. How many have we got? 5, 6, 7 on Sosnovka.
And this is all in and around. We're talking about 7, sort of around that mountainous area. Where Dimi is? Oh, you can't see. Look, I'm talking about the map. You guys, if you've got the map stream open, basically to the south of where the mountain is, or Everest, as I prefer to call it. But you know, some casters get a little touched.
It is a little bit of a hot spot. The backside of it definitely is somewhere that we do see quite a lot of finishes, and we have done, because it seems to like pull down and shift into that area. I suppose you will see a lot of them around there because it kind of dictates where things are going to be going, and it kind of runs off the back of it, which is the same scenario that we have, unfortunately, now. Not unfortunately, that's the wrong terminology to use, but everyone can now read Miramar a little bit more because of these inaccessible areas. You know, it's absolutely not going to go there, so there's more
Well, it kind of suck if it did.
Yeah, but there's definitely more in people's minds of being able to not predict. Again, that's not the correct word to use, but certainly
adventurous mice.
They can work off the back of it and use it to the best of their ability to guesstimate where things are going to be going. But for this one, it could still bop anywhere. Generally speaking, there's a huge amount of land grab in the open areas. General places that we have seen this in the past, the backside of that mountain, whatever you want to call it, Everest. Again, I don't care. Big bloody mountain that's to the south of Georgia.
But it's not as high as StarLadder.
It's a big frigging mountain, regardless of what it is.
Yeah.
NIP also are not too bad. It can come off the back of there. We've seen Hospital around that, in and around those areas. They've been quite wholesome before and enjoyable, especially if you have teams that have to cross the path. Even, I suppose you could say this, when you go down south, we've not had too many this time round, but in past and previous rounds and seasons and phases, everything else, kind of if you're looking at the map now where GamerLegion and Navi are, those Longwoods, that's always been quite a strong position and a strong ending that we've seen.
Yeah, absolutely. In and around those hills, etc. Wisely avoiding where Navi are, so they're just going to roll in and around there. There's the little Harry Potter almost, if you go directly where Sadovnik's going right now. We've seen it in and around there. NIP tend to favour going in and around there as well. But it looks like a lot of these teams are sticking in and around compounds at the base of Everest and Chopsticks, etc. They are the central locations in and around Gatka. Obviously, it is going to slowly draw away from the water eventually. So they're just trying to edge the bets, give themselves a better chance. So DA look like they're going to be taking there. Okay, FaZe going over the bridge, Western Bridge. It is all clear. Navi not camping this one out. Raise Your Edge just scouting behind them, on the hills. They're going to be following in just a moment and making sure that FaZe don't set up a camp, but very rarely do.
One day I want Navi just to say...
I know, right? Just to get aggressive on it. Yeah.
Let's have a crack at it. The amount of times that I have seen them let Liquid go by and just watch on, just let them go. And they never camp. They don't like to. It's something they don't do, but... It
surprises me because,
I just want to see them do it once, man.
You'd think, right, if... okay, MBS is trying to scout this, and 7 are keeping quiet, but I think he maybe was onto it. Monkey just only look towards DA. Just going to back away from that one. But going back to the point with Navi, actually Navi are shooting phase right now as they try and pass on by. Going back to the point, they don't go for the bridge camp. Aitzy.
That's quite questionable, I'm going to say. Unless a call's been made.
Hey, he's got him, and he had a nade in his hand. He's gone.
Fair play.
mxey called him out. FaZe engaging pretty well here. Senya's down as well, but Senya did take ubah down with him. So it was mutual assured destruction there at the moment. Bestalosh also down. So Navi, Pokemon is the only man standing, and he's in a compound miles away. FaZe have just wiped 3 members of Navi out, and they've lost no one.
Something. If you camp the bridge.
Or have they? Because obviously Raise Your Edge, who were coming in over the bridge behind them, are now putting the damage down on them. So it ain't over yet.
Is this happening? Is this actually happening?
Well, FaZe are definitely going to collect 3 points out of this.
ubah should be in a position to get a res off, right?
Confirm Senya. He should be getting the revive off.
Yeah,
he's in the compound miles away.
He's like, nope, don't want none of this.
But going back to that, with Navi, it doesn't make any sense that they don't go for the camp because they're not a team that goes for center. They're not rotating on 4 minutes. They're not on the move. Yeah, 60.
I think they lose mxey here because he's so disconnected from the rest of the roster. It would take an immense effort to knock one of these players down to be able to put him in a position where he can get the hell out of there. I suppose it is a very quick run and jump around the back of that little shack, and then his teammates can provide covering fire and waves of it indeed.
He's out already. Behind it.
Just like this, now his teammates need to support him. Getting out of it was the bigger problem. They've managed to at least tab mxey up, who was the...
You know what he needs? He needs an ubah. Well, Raise Your Edge are actually deciding to probably disengage from this one. Long drawn out DMR battle at this stage. Doesn't look like it's going to work. Yeah, they're just going to pull on out of there.
I'm okay with that call. That's fine.
He's going to get a Fuzzface instead of an ubah. So I'm not sure if it's the same.
Imagine if one of these actually pulls upon the building where PokeMoLodoy is, and he just, as you know what, I'll take a free point. Shiv with the SLR and the 6 times, a marksman who can.
Snark gun stand still.
1-2, thank you. Go on, go for the follow-up as well. That'd be huge. Where's the rest of his teammates split off the back of this? Okay, the disconnect's on the opposing side of the road. Can't really do too much unless you had someone in a position now to just lob a Hail Mary over and keep Overwatch, but really, they should be able to get an easy res here. The support will come in, they'll surround him. Reels is going off in the field. Probably take that little compound just below them at the foot of the hill, give them somewhere else to roll him. Any extra gear that's needed, they can kind of collect on way.
To the swamps we go, it seems. N47 are loving life right now in that swamp land. 7 as well. That compound could be strong at this stage. There obviously is the Harry Potter I was talking about, and then the compounds further south of N47.
There's 2 real power positions on this, and the screen just dipped away, but where everyone should be kind of expected to be fixating to. 1, Calvin Klein, Desperados. The farms that have the little portholes in the windows where you can look over the field and watch everything in front of you. That's going to be great, but eventually we know might pull away from, or should pull away from water number 4. And then N47, just to the south of them, there's a really strong compound. Overlooks a field, there are level 3 buildings, so much overview of the map. There's quite a lot of land up for grabs here to be fair. Oh, okay, that's a run over.
The crash Team Liquid are coming in on towards N47. It is a pretty even trade so far, but that's going to start to swing N47's way as they pick them off. That nade going straight over onto SIMSY's head. It's going to bounce, just goes wide of him, sees Evil in the swamplands, tries to line it up, has to back away from the nade, takes him down to 7, realizes the danger, is going to have to get that first aid off fast. Evil on the flank, continue to get around EB, just got a glimpse of EB there. So, I think he's going to go for a smoke play. No, he's just going to see SIMSY, a wide open. SIMSY just backing away, trying to line up the nade. And now Ibi, the last man standing for Team Liquid here. This has all gone wrong for Team Liquid, hasn't it, today? It started off well. It was looking good on Sanhok, but the last 2 games in Erangel, we were talking about it. I mentioned it. It has completely gone off the rails for Team Liquid and Erangel. Don't know what's happened.
Yeah, things haven't been going their way quite as what they expected.
Oh, that's a good nade. Oh, run, run, run.
Could shoot the door out here. Could he be, to be fair, and maybe put the nade through.
CrowCrowd have been decimated by G2. That was the Harry Potter, by the way, that I was talking about. That's G2 beat them to it, and CrowCrowd have been destroyed at it. Timmy last man. That's an underhand.
Under the vehicle.
Oh,
That's good.
Oh, he got Braexco. He got Braexco, but job done. That's all 4 members of CrowCrowd gone, and just following them behind will probably be Team Liquid. He's got teams back up here, you know, he has.
Yeah, it was, you could see for a while that was kind of the game plan. As soon as the nade went in, it forces M47 back into a retreat, which 1 player is back on your feet compared to 1 is a huge amount.
So, considering Razor Edge and FaZe were sort of facing off against each other, Razor Edge's disengagement looks like it's benefited them most, because they've got sort of almost the inner compound. This is where we saw Na'Vi doing well from the other day. FaZe on the beach, sort of wrapped around NIP at the moment. GamerLegion were trying to get themselves in a position in the middle, but mxey's been caught out there. And I don't think any was saving for Private mxey.
Let's take a look at this circle then. Where are we going? What's happening now? GamerLegion, big compound for them. Again, you get the eyes on the prize and overlook all the fields with that height that's given to you by that front building. Circle, squares up, that's fine. We're away from water. Fuzzface all the way on the west. Not much you can do there as you come out of the hill. NIP should have him dead to rights and pin him back. DA over towards GAK. They pretty much control all those fields around them. No one will be coming there. Been able to move forward and put 6 more further forward. Gives them even more of an eye line into the circle. 7 at the moment, though. They'll control the hill. That's pretty big from them, especially with the 360 vision that's provided by Edelweiss over on the eastern side and Krabik on the west. PokeMolodoi, time to move. He isn't the first team to go down, which is always a benefit and a bonus.
TSM are looking down this way as well. They're hunting for anyone coming in their backs, covering all the quarry off. Tricky one for them. The Knights have got a bit of a problem as well because they're out on Chopstick south side and their rotate is basically open fields. I suspect they're probably going to take the south hills where G2's NELLOZ is at the moment. NELLOZ is actually shooting at his own players in the Harry Potter there. Just to sort of say, don't come near me. Look, he's just popping a shot off that way. It's almost just like, don't come to this compound, don't come to this compound. And it worked, because the Knights are going up towards the A. So the Knights could have and should have gone down south, but instead they've chosen to go north. 6mo.
You can't drop that one. You can't drop that.
Oh my.
You cannot do that.
Tried to spray the vehicle, didn't expect the pull-up, I think.
We mentioned how their position was fantastic to put him in that point to be able to keep command of what's coming towards the fields. But again, if you're not keeping your head on a swivel and looking for these vehicles heading towards you and all these players, he should have been shooting those guys before they even got to the doorstep. Then when they do, he fails the pull-up. That's dropped the ball big. That's a really poor player.
You can do it, PokeMolodoy. We believe. We will watch you the whole entire way.
I can hear the caster desk singing his name. Casters. Not casters. Analysts, shut up. You can hear the song from here.
I was singing something. I don't know what it was, but...
It's the PokeMolodoy song,
yeah.
they call it.
Good grief. Razor Edge have actually... Okay, this has actually benefited FaZe. So Razor Edge have just edged in. FaZe have watched them scout, moved it, and said, thank you very much, we'll take that compound. Oh, and Fuzz is actually on the road. Look at this, the flank. Fuzz is on the hillside. He's going to have an angle on Razor Edge. So not only have they taken the compound, they're going to try and take their lives with it. Look at Fuzz. He's at the tree. Menox, you are visible. As soon as that smoke clears. Where we go? Oh, look at that crate. Bait in the middle. There's plenty of area to play in that central area with the hillside. Looks like that's where we're going. Onto the hillside, into the valleys. Swampland, Team Liquid somehow still survived M47. I feel that, ironically, M47 a team that had been aggressive right at the start. I feel like they should have been more aggressive there. It is an AUG in the middle. Medkit, etc., etc. Those shots, that is FaZe Clan getting close to Razor Edge. Aitzy's pulled up on them. Fuzzface giving the overwatch. ubah's now moving closer. The Knights are looking towards DA. Everybody's going to move in towards this hillside. It's going to get very messy in this next phase.
Reciprocity looking for a home right now. They'll get it on the opposing side of the road. 7 will stop any further advancement. D8, time for them to go and then get ahead of the game when we look towards the Knights. It's not too bad, at least. I mean, there's open ground where they're going to, but where else off the back of that? I don't really know. You'll have to just kind of hope that not many... it's okay because there's no one there. Yeah. But normally they won't really know. You can't scout that. So if you run into someone, you have to accept these fights. And as we saw with the Knights, the last time that happened, it didn't go too well.
Oh, Ultra.
Oh!
No, 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 Fuzz. Well, that didn't go well for FaZe, did it?
If there's one way you want to go, it's like that at least.
Fuzzface's bike.
It's quick.
Dave, run over me! All right. I got you covered, don't worry.
Death by teammate's bike.
Ay. Oh, ENCE. It's NIP. There's obviously nades coming in. Oh, come on, Lil London. Do it.
He's cooked. That's
Vardy's doing him. Oh, no, he's burning. Oh, no. No. It almost worked. TRYFFELI. Oh, Ibby's actually took Vard down in the push. So NIP may lose 2 here. miikaz off the side. SKUIJKE and Rustanmar actually getting engaged upon and caught out. Gaxi, some great shooting there. Reciprocity down low, being watched, but they're safe. Krabic and co up on the hillside. That was all playing out on the edge of the swampland. Razor Edge have moved up to the flank side of GamerLegion. It's the little slope down the south edge. There goes Fuzz, N47 flushing him out. So FaZe Clan down in 14th place. Not a good 2 games for them on Erangel either. PokeMolodoy's being shot at. He's still going though. 13, can he make it the top 8? Private PokeMolodoy.
Try and do whatever he can. G2, they move forward off the back. They are playing still in that little house, but TSM has the full information. The problem is that NELLOZ up there with a 249, so this grenade has to connect. You're not going to get too much of a chance because you're overexposing yourself.
Ooh, it came off the... It actually bounced back off the ridge. That's harsh. The second one, like you say, now he's had the information, so he's out of position of it now.
Well, that's the thing. You can't do much, and that's why he hits the deck instantly. Because as soon as that thing finds you, the 249 will hit like a complete and utter tank. 7 are making an advancement in the north. They need to be aware of that, and we'll keep an eye to see once that does commit. Raise Your Reg and GamerLegion right now. TSM, so 3 potential conflicts across different areas of the map. Rory, I was about to say, is in a position to get res, but Yannis, he's taking the off angle. This could be devastating for TSM.
Has he got vision? He's looking towards... He's actually looking towards the smoke. Where did he just toss that, Nate? No idea. That went off right somewhere, but now he sees them.
We'll go for the man that's already damaged.
That's a little cheeky tap, wasn't it?
I mean, he had no health whatsoever, right? He's already just been res, so what little low percentage he could have done. And TSM.
Gustav just got took by NELLOZ at the same time, so there's TSM gone down in 13th place. So not a lot of points to be had at the top, boys. Ironically, Na'Vi outlasting FaZe. Despite the early engagements, the circle has swung to the hillside, and 7 are looking golden. This could be 7's first chance at a win here on this ridgeline, unless they play it a little too risky. DA and the Knights continuing to engage on this hillside with Snark now the last man keeping them alive, and G2 are going to be pushing on their backs. What is going to play out down this south side? That's the question. GamerLegion, raise your edge. They have to do something. Both 4 players alive, trying to disengage. GamerLegion Telelight down to 3. NIP coming out of the swamps, up onto N47 as well. NBS caught out and gone. Team Liquid have managed to spread and take the top spots. It never ceases to amaze me. No matter what Team Liquid go through at the start of a game, how many players they lose, they always seem to have someone in the center point at some point. Soon, no! Private Bokomolodoy is gone.
Circles more towards the north and fixated, so a fair amount of work if you're down in the south. It's going to be a difficult one. GamerLegion, raise your edge, still holding each other at gunpoint. No one really wanting to make the first move. That's where all the smokes are being committed because the blue is creeping on their back, so it's time to go. The initial and put them up, which is kind of, it's actually a really good smoke wall.
Oh, Bjorn, if it had just waited a couple of seconds more, that could have been mega. Could have been a huge play, as our Dutch friend likes to say.
See, I like this. The smoke wall was down, which give them the time to get in front of them and get a hold of this game. If they need to... The only problem is getting shot in the back. That becomes a real problem, running away from it, but they've turned and faced. Vex gets the initial knock. There will be a response, and all of a sudden GamerLegion says, you know what, thank you very much. We'll take the fight. No problem whatsoever.
DA and NIP are all getting involved in this one. Raise your edge go down, but GamerLegion are in all sorts of trouble. You can see they're getting hit. They're getting shot from multiple angles. NIP trying to pick up all the pieces, also engaging with N47 at the same time. DA on the third party. Yannis, the last man for G2, creeping up on Snark now. He's got a big idea that he's down there. GL just going to be finished off, last man standing. Hamster gets a heal off, but he can see he's already taken hits, and he's going to be gone. Just going to get another heal and drag it out. The circle. How have 7 back to what? Don't tell me 7. 7, don't throw this opportunity away.
That's a big split. That's a really big split.
At this stage, they shouldn't be split that much either. With that compound, they have.
Nice turn.
Sees Ival peeking through the windows.
It's a good snap, that.
Takes them down.
Bit of smoke as well, so vision 110%. Hamster, I think he'll unfortunately run into the trap here of NIP as it goes around the back of the houses. NIP still got to do something himself. That grenade will fall a little bit short, but it doesn't matter whatsoever. Yannis
gives his spot away though. DA see him.
Yeah, that's the bigger problem. The audible cues there from the guns.
He's tier 3'd up though, right?
No, that was NELLOZ.
No, but I think he's picked up what he can from it. He's going to get in the car and get the hell out of there. See ya! I
respect it, but literally I've just seen 7 looking towards it. They can hear the vehicle no matter where he goes. He's a dead man walking at the moment, or dead man driving if you want to say it.
I'll still give him a chance.
Nah, he's dead.
Come on, Yannis. You can do it, son. That's it. He's off. He's banking it. He's banking it. He's going past Mert. No, it's a tree. Oh, this is Mert. He got He got Mert down as well. Oh, beautiful. Give that man a round of applause, Yannis. Gets an extra point in the bag.
I can't. What a time to run out of ammunition.
DA are blasting it for center. DA are absolutely launching it in there.
Your tires.
Oh, straight out. The vehicle's running over Nomi. Oh, beautiful death. Back away, son. Back away. edelweiss knows who you are. Seven are now collapsing. They're going to get given a crate here, but it's allowed NIP to get on the other side of the hillside. You can see them slowly coming up with the tree coverage. Team Liquid also now well aware of the position of all of 7 because they're pushing in on that one. There they go. 7 take down DA. Big chance here. Big chance for 7 to pick up their first win in the PEL.
That's an interesting crate at that time. I mean, it's as if... Would this be 7's first win?
It would be, yeah.
Okay. So all 4 players up. This is a good chance to grab it. The crate might even solidify it. Little lean for Hamster. Doesn't do him any favors for the simple fact the bullets touch the side. Now it's put himself in a very tricky situation.
He's got no first aid. He can only bandage, so he's going to have to run. This is, I would prefer to take the lower flank here, honestly. Vard's going to be hearing him scurry past, surely. He is just a little hamster, though, so you never know.
No, it's fixated on the smokes.
Oh, no, Vard! Ow! How? How did he... Oh, my word, hamster. Ay.
It should have been a kill. It should have been a kill.
Well, no, that was your chance, son. Gaxy's got you dead to rights. Meanwhile, in the distance, edelweiss is picking up the pieces, takes Miraku down. Team Liquid still sitting in that central point. Reciprocity have got to work their way up this hillside. They are being watched from the other side, Monkey and Shiv. And don't forget about ENCE. Down on the edge is of the swampland. They're working their way up. Shiv, if they allow Shiv to get up here on the flank and Sadovnik gets caught out, this could put pate to 7's chances here. Monkey's down.
That's a good knock for them. It kind of clears out the backside. It means that no one else can cross the road. And all
tracked.
They have to do is deal with Shiv. Shiv's a nasty little animal. Mainly, we see him as a marksman position at long range, but certainly he could do damage here. If he takes down, if he gets this 1 versus 2, all right, there's still 2 members of 7 left. This could be devastating, though, if they get away with... Now, imagine if Shiv had just knocked one of them then.
Yep.
They don't want to make it easy for themselves, do they?
Buster's coming around as well to help out, so they're making sure it's safe. So, okay, we still have 5 teams. We have, obviously, NIP with 2 alive, ENCE with 2 alive, Team Liquid with 2 alive, and Hemi on his own with 7 all around the compound. Sitting pretty right now. Big chance for them. Huge potential, though, because Ibis still in the middle. Let's see what he can do. Edelweiss is on a massive flank as well. He's sweeping around the edge of the circle. Just took blue damage. Good lord.
It's going to be all quiet for now because it's a very open field in the middle. Yes, you'll have a few defilades that work maybe in your favour potentially. Circle goes more towards the compound side. This is 7's game to throw.
Sitting in the ditch.
This will be a bigger problem if they decide to strike at the right time. I suppose you could say that maybe ENCE become a factor whether they win or lose this one.
The problem is for 7 is just how almost passive they've been, that they've allowed so many players like Team Liquid, etc., to get so close to them, and they're almost unaware of them. Because they were looking at Reciprocity down the north, they were spread all over the shop.
I can see the map. I like.
Look, it's that little ditch. He was just going to that road right there.
He had a quick check, didn't he? Then run away. So
6 kills for edelweiss, though. This is a big round for 7. And as you say, even if they don't pick up the win, which obviously they are odds on at the moment. Ooh, did he just catch a sniff of like a something there, edelweiss? He's going to check it. He's going to check it. He absolutely suspects that ditch now. Yeah. Saw him. No. Saw 100. What? Change your FOV, edelweiss. Change your FOV.
In God's name, do you not see that?
I mean, the first time I thought maybe he just caught a glimpse. The second time they were just clear as day visible. But obviously, if
has to be tunnel vision.
If you have the old eye tracker on, you would have spotted he was obviously looking at the trees in the distance, looking at the ridge lines. He wasn't looking what was at his feet. And this is what we were talking about. They were so spread earlier on. They've allowed these players to get right up on their backs, and they've no idea how they got here.
The problem is that they'll now be far away from the center of the circle. Once this goes, they'll have to work their way down. Saving grace for them might be the fact that NIP just
one nade will finish Team Liquid there.
Yeah. But one nade will also finish NIP.
Finish NIP as well, yeah, which is what ENCE are trying to do right now. So Buster's moved back to the compound. Now, obviously, we're in Phase 9. Team Liquid are in that little ditch is the center point.
I'm still questioning why, even though we can see on the map they're not there, but why are you seeing individual players from 7 on their own?
Team Liquid could have gone out 16th. If they come out and win this could be bonkers. Rustanmar, he's had a good 2 games so far. Gets himself 1. Will get himself the 2nd as well. And Revive will come in. A couple of nades coming out from Team Liquid, just trying to roll them down the hill. Is it their time to start going aggressive? Do they feel it's ready? Buster just spraying off, hoping that he can find Team Liquid in that ditch. They know they're there, but Team Liquid are starting to go aggressive. It's their time. Team's going looking, smokes are all down. They have to deal with ENCE. Ibby's the man that's got to deal with them.
That one smoke there is just basically giving the information that they're down. They weren't up at the time, and they were just wandering, but as soon as they came down, they now have the info that team's down there. So it's a matter of locating this and playing it very, very cautiously. I don't really know how, because it's 7 has to come forward.
They have this. They have the center position. Squeaky's pushed up to take the rock.
Oh, they're basically all looking towards them.
7 are going to get sandwiched.
Yeah.
7 are going to get sandwiched here.
It's kind of dangerous.
Molly out to the side. He's just making sure that building's clear. Now the blue is encompassing the building, so he's aware that there's not really anyone because they can't survive more than 2 ticks in that blue. Is he going to see Sadovnik in the distance there? Sadovnik just crawling along. It's a crawl battle, ladies and gentlemen. Krabik is on the end there. Sadovnik finds him. James gets taken down. Ibby tries to spin around, hits the dirt. Squeaky gets taken down. Big chance for 7 now with just 2 players remaining. Rustanmar and Ibiza for ENCE and Team Liquid. Huge plays possible. Rustanmar had a brilliant game a moment ago, picking up nearly 10 kills. Hasn't got any utility. That one smoke, he may even try and go for the revive on Squeaky here in Phase 9. That's bonkers. He's going to do it because they're just playing so passive in the smokes. He's got it. He's done it.
He can't heal, though. There's no healing this one.
Rustanmar, don't. Oh,
I mean, I take it back.
Oh, it's going to go straight into Ibby. Ibby sees him and he knows he's just got the revive in there as well. 7 will find him. Krabik goes down, and it is the first win for 7. They very, very nearly threw it away, but they do actually pick up the win. Incredible stuff. Intrigued to see what they're going to say to Parla.
It was a weird and wonderful circle towards the end.
How did Team Liquid get 2nd? They went piling into N47 in the swamps, got absolutely obliterated. Somehow Ibby survived because N47 stopped their aggression. And then he gets James back on his feet and they end up 2nd.
It was a passive game. There weren't many kills, to be fair, with them. You know, kind of just laying there at that spot.
But that's 6 positional points.
Few chances that for DA, I'm surprised they didn't take full advantage of. They had 2 cars pull up on them both times, and then they lost the battles. One on the pull-up from NELLOZ, dives out the no, excuse me, not NELLOZ. Either way, that's going to be the first win in the bag for 7. Interested to what the boys have to say from Parla.
Thank you, Richard, for that. I'm just strutting over to the guys from 7 right now. Boys, congratulations. First victory of Phase 3. Anybody in particular want to talk? Sadovnik? Yeah, awesome.
But we don't know English.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll try our best. How is it getting a chicken dinner here in week 4?
It's good, but you know, we want to take more tops.
And do you think you have a chance to get more chicken dinners?
Yeah, I think we have chances to take more chicken dinners, but I don't think it's matter something.
Krabik, overall, Phase 3, how do you think it's going for 7?
I don't know.
I'll head back to Sadovnik for that one. Do you think it's going okay for the team?
Yeah, it's okay.
Or
I don't hear the question.
yeah, overall, how is Phase 3 going for your team, do you think?
It's going, no, you see, it's going bad, but we trying to play better every game.
And so, new strategies, can we expect you guys to keep pushing forwards?
We changed captain because it was first time for me like a captain on PEL, and I just focused on my game, and Edelweiss takes captain role.
Awesome. Well, guys, congratulations on your first chicken dinner. Awesome to see. 7 take our final chicken dinner of the day, and it's their very first of Phase 3. Thank you for joining us on the floor. Let's head back to the desk.
That's right, thank you very much. Just like the thousands of people being able to run at Naruto pace through the desert to try and raid Area 51, 7 is also able to run just the same way to their first chicken dinner here at the PEL. I had to be topical, you know.
I mean, it's relevant information right now and relevant stories, right? It's like when you sort stuff from trending, then you just take those topics and kind of slide them in.
Are you exposing the business of James?
That is exactly your type of business right there.
I'm like, oh, 7, did you grab some aliens? Let's go. All right, let's take a look at some of the highlights here from this final game of
Joking.
the day.
Well, they did get 1 kill though, so 1 point for Raise Your Edge this day.
Wow.
So they severely increased their amount of points from this last game here compared to the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Some would say infinitely, from 0 to 1 point. No, they had a rough day. Lynx is sick, and overall, just everything went against them. But we had the pleasure of sitting out there with their coach, Crimson, and he was clapping. He was happy for the 1 kill.
I mean, they're still happy about. They're not happy about the results, but they still have high hopes. It's not the end of the world getting 1 point in 1 day. Sure, you're gonna have some bad days from time to time. This was Raise Your Edge time to have a bad day.
This is their
super
meme
bad day.
This is their meme day. They'll look back later on in life and laugh. You remember that day we only got 1 point?
You know what? That's the most important thing. Being able to reflect on the previous day and say, you know what, guys, that's just a bad day. Shake it off, go into the next day, and come back stronger.
That's
but
right.
overall, very chaotic, very different ending, and I actually liked it. Seen some kind of spicy innings here, so 7, they're prepared, and they got a lot of kills.
I gotta say though, how 7 was playing the game, we started taking a lot of map control. The only one they lost was Edelweiss towards Liquid there.
Yeah.
Which was, well, he was scouting out. He didn't think there was anyone down there on the dirt road. Now, except for that, they played very well, and I want to see more from 7 playing like this.
In the final moments, they seemed very cautious to try and get the victory, and I liked that.
And on top of that, you could see that I think they've come to a point where like they're just, you know what, guys, let's just play our game, play like we usually do, play nomad like we don't care about opponents, just frag out. Edelweiss, he absolutely fragged out.
Kills.
Absolutely insane.
That is going to reflect in the points. 22 up towards the top here for 7 Esports. Very much needed points considering, I think before this game, they were about 50 points behind 15th place as a whole. NIP, G2 and Team Liquid get themselves double digits on the board as well.
22 points, that's what, like 13% of the...
Are you doing more math? Stop!
14% of the total points so
What's
far?
wrong with you?
Don't do more quick maps.
Okay, sorry, no more quick maps.
They had 149 points leading into this.
Look at this though. A lot of damage coming in from 7 compared to Team Liquid. And we saw Team Liquid, they would cripple down to 2 people. Well, yeah. EB was the one in the yellow house there. He kind of salvaged the situation, got one of them back up, which was James. And I mean, they kind of just prone in the middle, but hey, still worked out, still 10 points.
To be able to turn around a failure of a breach into the swamp area to get second with 4 kills is pretty damn good, I would say. That's a Liquid style of salvage, and it rarely happens for other teams that are able to kind of turn that around.
Look at this, both Edelweiss and Sadovnik up there on the kill leaders though. 6 and 3 kills for him. Yannis as well.
Sadovnik, very angry in this picture. I feel like he's going to say, I will break you.
You
I
know
actually
what?
watched Creed 2 recently. It was
You know what? We saw G2 doing something interesting there in the game, actually. They had 2 in the sniper tower and 2 in the compound to the southeast of it, and were actually shooting each other, trying to bait any teams outside there to not come towards their way.
Yeah.
It worked out a little bit, but they did get breached in the end there.
Let's take a look at the overall leaderboards here for today, as well as the tournament as a whole, as up towards the top. It is still the big 5 that are ruling the roost with the 1 through 5 placements, and N47 has actually been pipped at the post for 6th place so far by NIP, who moved up into that challenging spot. Reciprocity, top 8 for us.
Reciprocity top 8, that's something you didn't expect straight away, but I mean, they've been working really hard to get there, and right now, look at the points though. They're not far from catching up to NIP actually.
And they need to get a lot of points. Obviously, remember, they were in the relegation zone in last phase. For them to be able to make a PGC point, they need to get a significant more amount of points than the other 6th and 7th place to be able to kind of grab that 6th or 5th place representing the teams. Obviously, 70% of the points from this phase counts, but 30% of the points from last phase is also very heavy. And since they're in the relegation phase, relegation zone, they need a lot of points.
I mean, worst scenario for them right now is that TSM is actually in the top leading, because if they win, they're going to get the automatic the spot to PGC, and then it's going to be the other teams that is below.
One of the teams that they're challenging points-wise is Pittsburgh Knights, correct? Because they got themselves
they got the
points
5th place.
So, but Pittsburgh Knights is not in the greatest position right now. I think they're like 11th place.
Yeah, but it's only 26 points difference. So the overall points in terms of that, the Knights and Ratio Edge and NIP and those guys will still go to PGC in front of Reciprocity unless they continue this promising.
But coming into today, before the games though, Knights was the team that was still in with the global points.
Yeah.
And just behind them, you actually had NIP, CrowCrowd, and Razor Edge, and they were 2 points differential between all of those 4 teams.
Right, fantastic stuff. And of course that does kind of bring us to the conclusion almost here for today. And it's been a varied day, very interesting day. The Pokemon song was almost ruined.
It's not ruined.
We nearly got it.
Yeah, it's just out there.
Right.
We chanted for him.
There's a lot of internal memes here at the desk that we don't let you see, because I don't know if you can handle the internal memes. That's one of them, and Sims almost rumbled it.
They're too rough, some of those memes.
Too rough. Like the Pokemon song.
The Pokemon no, I wouldn't say it's more the Pokemon chant.
I would go,
when he's the last man standing, you know.
Chant, yeah. Or if he makes a play.
Yeah.
Oi, oi, Pokemon. Of course, you can join in the conversation as well on Twitter with the hashtag AskPEL. Tell us what memes you would like to hear from us here at the desk throughout the week, because that's what we like to do. We like to have a lot of fun with you here at PEL Phase 3. Ladies and gentlemen, that basically does it here for day number 1 of the week. A big thank you for tuning in around the world. We shall see you tomorrow for more PEL PUBG action.